Welcome, the other guy, to Geek Salad's Retro Movie Reviews from the Geek Salad Podcast. I'm Andy.
And I'm Mike.
And we continue with our look at the films of James Bond. Now, just to set the tone here, the agreement that Mike and I had was we were going to take each Bond and we were going to take our personal favorites and our personal least favorites. However, last week we came to a consensus on our least favorite Sean Connery Bond, which was Diamonds Are Forever. So we figured what better time just to slot in the sole Bond release for George Lazenby on Her Majesty's Secret Service.
Yep.
So I do want to point out that a few days ago I put a poll on Twitter at Geek Salad Radio asking what people's genuine thoughts were.
I'm curious.
Okay. So 30% of respondents said that they were in the middle. Okay?
That's fair. That's fair.
Right. 19% said, hate it, bring back Sean.
Well, we saw how well that worked out.
Yeah, and then 52% said, love it.
50? 52?
52%.
Wow.
That is a runaway majority of people who love this movie. And I'll be honest with you, I feel like this movie has a lot working against it, which can, it's tough to say whether or not it colors the discussion at all. Why don't we
start off with where do you land on the poll and where do I land on the poll?
All right. I actually enjoyed it more this time around than the last time I watched it. I was going to say I'm very indifferent to this movie. Not good, but not the worst. All right. That is fair, Kurt. It's not a perfect Bond movie. It's nowhere near a perfect Bond movie. I do take issue with a lot of stuff in here, but I'll get to that in a few minutes. But I did find that I enjoyed this movie a lot more. I think it's been about 10 years since I've seen this movie. So on the rewatch, I enjoyed it a lot more. The stuff that I didn't like the first time is still there, and I still didn't like it. But I found this time around, and honestly, the first time I ever saw on Her Majesty's Secret Service was about 10 years ago. So coming back to it, I feel like Lazenby is always going to be the also ran because he only got the one movie. He didn't really play along all that well with Eon and with the Broccoli's and Salzmans. But when you really break it down, he's very human in this movie. There's a lot of I love the devil may care attitude that he's bringing. Especially after you watch Sean Connery just kind of sleepwalk through You Only Live Twice.
Yeah.
And then continue to sleepwalk after a break.
Just doing it for the money, folks. Just doing it for the money.
Yeah, exactly. I really enjoyed it. I would have loved to have seen where that would have gone. But in my opinion, I feel like George Lazenby is such a 60s kind of actor. I don't know if that would have translated well. And again, we'll never know. We'll never know. I can't picture George Lazenby doing the Moore stuff. I can't picture someone calling him a honky in Live and Let Die. A movie I don't believe we're bringing up because it doesn't fall into either of our lists.
Yeah, it's just there.
It's there.
Not the best Moore, not the worst Moore.
No, exactly. Maybe Man with the Golden Gun I could have seen Lazenby do.
Yeah, I could see that.
Yeah.
And I mean, George Lazenby, of all the issues I've got with this movie, George Lazenby really isn't one of them.
Right.
I think he for the role that he needed to do for this movie, I thought he was perfectly serviceable.
Yeah. And you texted me earlier. It's like, man, the editing room really does a lot of fighting for Lazenby, which I feel is a crime because Lazenby really looks like he's connecting. He looks like he's more convincing than Sean ever was. Live and Let Die, best Bond theme though.
Oh, Kurt, I
Ooh,
disagree
Kurt.
wholeheartedly.
Okay, not my least favorite. I'll put it that way. It's not my least favorite, but
It's
then
not mine,
again,
but
I am
it's like half a
such
good
a.
Bond film. I mean, half a
I'll
good
be
Bond
honest with
film.
you, with
Half a. I
everybody
don't know
here.
what.
If you're a longtime listener of the show, then you know that my actual favorite Bond song is "You Know My Name" from Casino Royale.
Yeah.
Love that song.
I
But
think mine is a toss up between the Aha one,
Living Daylights.
yeah, Living Daylights or GoldenEye.
Okay, fair. Paul
Yeah,
McCartney,
I know
folks.
it's
Yes.
Paul McCartney.
Oh yeah, Paul McCartney and Wings. Give Wings credit.
Oh yeah, no, that movie, that theme song is half a Bond theme song and half a Wing song. One half I like, one half not so
Right.
much. But anyway,
Yeah. Anyway, you know what's actually funny about this movie? Now that we're on, Kurt brought us to the topic of the music real quick before I get your thoughts here, is the veritable lack of a song. We have all the time in the world is at the end. It's kind of laced throughout the movie a little bit, but it's not the opening credits,
no.
which is really I don't I and again, it's one of those things I feel kind of makes it seem like it's the other in the Bond series
Well, I
because it
mean,
doesn't have that hallmark.
yeah, I mean, and what really ticks me off most about like the first maybe 20 minutes of this movie is
Mhm.
that every chance it gets, it's like, hey, remember this movie? Remember this movie? Remember this movie? It's just reminding you of all the past Bond movies and all of Sean Connery and how much we love those. And like, hey, yeah, but now we got this guy. He's not Sean. Okay, moving on.
Right, right.
Every chance it takes, it's just telling you this is not Sean Connery. Okay.
I can see that. Just that whole thing, which is a fourth wall break that really isn't a fourth wall break. But that never happened to the other guy.
And then he looks right at the camera.
I
Then he
felt
looks right at the
like
camera.
okay. I was watching these on a portable DVD player, so don't even get me started.
I got my Blu-ray.
Nice.
But
Yeah. Well, I don't
then
have a Blu-ray player in
I
my
know,
where I can watch them as I'm doing one of the things.
but then
I
then during the opening credits, it's just showing clips of all the previous Bond films going through, and then when he resigns, he's like looking at all the stuff
yeah.
from his previous adventures. Like, come on!
Well,
I
if you
mean,
had
we
cut all
get
that
it.
out, you would have easily cut out 5 minutes of this movie. This movie needed at least 35 minutes cut out of it.
Oh yeah, this movie is
That's
way
it.
too long.
But here's the thing, though, Mike. That's the complaint I have with most Bond movies.
Yeah, yeah. I'll buy
Thunderball
that.
was way too long.
Yeah.
We talked about this last week with Diamonds Are Forever. It was way too
Way too
long.
Yeah. We could have this movie. We could have used a few fewer shots of the helicopter approaching the Alpine Resort.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
that's like it was like 5 minutes of just aerial shots.
Yeah, no, I hear that. I hear that. So, same the sequels of the reviews. Stop reminding us movies we'd rather be watching. Yeah, it was definitely a stone that they did not need to turn over.
Yeah.
I kind of felt like somebody just like, well, we got to acknowledge it somehow, and they thought that they were being clever instead of just letting it go because we don't see that with Moore. We don't see that with Dalton or Brosnan. I mean, and the closest we do get to it is in Casino Royale with Daniel Craig, but it's almost like they're completely reintroducing this character to us.
Exactly.
So yeah. All right. So was this your second viewing of this movie? Have you seen this?
No, it's my second viewing. Yeah.
Okay. Where is in the last 10 years? Where is your opinion changed on this movie?
I think it's a fine spy movie. It's actually a fairly decent spy movie, but it's not a Bond film for me.
Okay.
The Bond, like the Bond isms, the things that you expect in Bond. Like you see M and Moneypenny for like maybe 2 3 minutes tops. She's cute
Right.
for one scene. Um, most of this movie is just it's a really serviceable. In fact, it's a really decent spy movie. But when you actually look at it as a Bond film, that's where I think it falls apart. It is
Mhm.
not a Bond film. It is a good spy movie, but it's not a Bond
It's
film.
right. Okay. Okay. And I kind of feel though, like again, this is they figured we're got a new actor, let's change things up. And we don't know what a second Lazenby Bond movie would have looked like if this is like, okay, the gadgets are kind of silly. Um, and the Bond franchise is the kind of thing that is always dictated by the success of the last movie.
Yeah.
It
Yeah, I mean,
only has one master, and it's the box office.
yeah.
Um,
Yeah, this
and
one it
that's
no, go ahead. Go ahead.
no. Go ahead. Good.
This one, it really felt more like an experimental Bond film. Like they were like,
Yeah.
all right, let's try something really new, something brand new. We had a brand new actor. Let's try something like a deep story time. We're really getting into the character. And it's like, that's fine. It's just it doesn't feel like what Bond. I mean, even Casino Royale, where they do kind of dig into that character, it still feels like more of a Bond film.
Right.
This one felt like
Right.
more like a melodrama almost.
Yeah, and I think again because they were looking at, I think reinvigorating the character in some way, shape, or form. They were running out of. I mean, they were running out of Fleming books that they could work with.
Yeah.
Um,
I've actually heard that this movie actually ties closer to the books than most of the other Bond.
I don't doubt that. I don't doubt that at all. I just, and the thing is with this movie, okay, let's talk about the movie. So neither of us really have an issue with Lazenby in and of himself. I feel like he was very charming. It's funny, some of the stuff that we now think of about Bond comes from this movie. This is the first movie to really implement the snow chase, and there are several in this movie.
Yeah.
The one liner though, when that guy just gets like thrown into the snowblower, he had a lot of guts. Oh, bad.
Yeah, it's
Bad.
like you just paused it just to throw in that line, and we wish you didn't.
Yes, please stop that. And that dude did have a lot of guts because that snow was like red for like two full minutes.
Yeah.
I really like that. The funny thing is too is that we kind of get down to like the swinging 60s, which Bond films are always like 2 years behind in terms of the current fashions and trends. And even though it has the kilt, this is the Austin Powers look. This is Lazenby was the Austin Powers Bond.
Yeah.
Which is
with the pipe in the
kind of funny too, because he's got like he's got his go-go harem and all that fun stuff, which I'll get to in a second. But Lazenby really works in this movie. Diana Rigg, oh my god, is she amazing in this movie?
To be fair, when is Diana Rigg never not amazing?
Very, very true. She is absolutely amazing in this movie because when you bring her in, she's when you're introduced to her, she's suicidal, and you can see that pain. You can feel that throughout, and the fact that Bond genuinely. This is the thing about this relationship. I genuinely thought that they actually loved each other.
Yeah.
Which makes her death, spoilers, that much more devastating. And that scene. Yeah. Oh man, did that scene get me? At the very end, where she's just resting. We have all the time in the world, and
but again,
and
again, but that having that like right at the end means that they were trying to like make this into a longer story, and unfortunately, the box office just didn't.
When they're like, okay, fine. I was going to say Diana Rigg is always amazing. Yeah, she is always amazing.
Absolutely. 100%.
It's like fine, we've got that dump truck of money in reserve that we've been waiting for Connery should this day happen. Break the glass, folks. Sean's coming back. All right. So now let me talk about one of the things I did not like. we've joked about it already, but Telly Savalas is just, oh my god! After you get Donald Pleasance, it's like, usually our continuity in Bond films tends to be M, Q, and Moneypenny.
Yep.
And it was actually funny when I was watching the movie, I was like, do you think Moneypenny let Blofeld know where they were?
Hey, hell hath no fury like a woman scorned.
True. Scorned. Oh my god. But I feel like, this could have been the continuity. I don't know what Donald Pleasance's deal was on this. It would have been nicer continuity because Telly Savalas, took a 5-day acting class and decided that he had already mastered it by the 3rd day, regardless of what anybody told him.
Hey, Telly, can you do it in a British accent?
No.
Okay, he doesn't have a British accent in this movie.
Cut off my ears. My ears. The funniest thing, and I sent you the text about the Telly's masterclass.
Yeah.
So Blofeld's whole thing is that he's using hypnotism to hypnotize girls to bring allergens that are going to wipe out, civilization. Yeah, something like that.
Which, I mean, he's part of it, so there's what is his end game there?
I don't know. But probably it's just probably another global extortion. But the thing that got me about this was when, Bond is in the room with that one woman and, Telly comes over the thing talking about her allergies to chicken. You love the chicken. You want to touch the chicken. And I'm like, this is Telly's masterclass right here. Oh my God. This is possibly the dumbest scene in any Bond movie. Bond villain had.
Oh, I don't know.
Step 1, world domination. Step 2, step 3, profit.
I don't know. The giant hobbit that tried to put all the beautiful people into space. I think that was a little bit dumber.
Oh, regular size Peter Dinklage? We'll get to him. Trust me, we're getting to him. Oh my God, are we going to get to him?
Yes, we will.
Savalas is lousy in this movie. The sick thing is, though, he's not as bad as Charles Gray.
No.
That was terrible.
Yeah, that was like, he's not even trying.
We discussed that, but yeah, I mean, Telly is just, Telly is Kojak, and that's unfortunate. I think actually this came before Kojak. This might have been like right on the heels of the Dirty Dozen or something. I'm too lazy to look it up, but
I've got it open.
You do? Okay, yeah. Where was Telly Savalas first? Where did he get his international renown before he was cast as a Bond villain?
All right. Well, yeah, Dirty Dozen was 2 years before this.
Okay, makes sense.
Go down to TV. Where was Kojak?
Kojak's got to be 70s.
Yeah. Oh yeah, 73. So he's 4 years out of Kojak.
All right. So, but he's terrible. Rosa Klebb is just there. It's almost like they wanted to get what's her name back from Russia with Love.
Yeah.
Which actually I think Kojak was 70. Yep. Thank you, Kurt.
Yeah. Yeah, I thought they were trying to get that like little like Russian woman.
But, right. But it's all right. So I'm going to go back to the good stuff here. I felt that the settings in this movie were amazing. I love doing it in the Alps. I love that. It was gorgeous. The vistas, the buildings.
Yeah. You can't go wrong with some nice Swiss Alps and Swiss architecture. Like the ski lodges are just beautiful all the way around. But
right. If I'm not mistaken, I believe a lot of this came back in Spectre. I haven't watched Spectre in forever, so
I've actually never seen Spectre, so I couldn't say.
Okay.
But that's the thing with Bond movies is that they always have gorgeous settings,
Yeah.
or usually have gorgeous settings.
Usually, yeah, exactly.
So,
Been
but
on one, yeah, you've been on one Caribbean island. You've been on them all. Been to Siberia once. You've been to it all.
Just give me one. I'll take it.
Again, I like this movie. It doesn't sniff my top 5 at all. Might not even be top 10. I haven't gone back and ranked, which we're doing at the end of all this, by the way.
If I can go back into the stuff I don't like again,
sure.
You can 100% tell that this director, this is his first movie, and you can totally tell he was the editor for every other Bond movie before this, because this movie is edited to shit.
Oh my God, it is. And again, I said this before. It's a crime because I feel like Lazenby had really good instinct with stage combat.
Yeah. Whenever there's any kind of hint of action, it's like, don't stay on any one shot for longer than 5 seconds.
Yeah.
Yep. And sometimes you're edited from here to over there. I mean, the first fight, when they're fighting on the beach, he punches him, and then the next shot they're in the water, they're in a foot of water.
Yeah. Yeah.
What happened to A and B? We skipped the C.
I'm genuinely curious if this movie ranks in the top 5 of kill count in a Bond movie.
It can't, because a
lot of guys died in this movie. I think that Spy Who Loved Me might have the highest kill count. I'm looking that up.
But I mean, maybe the highest kill count, but not the highest kill count for Bond. Because I've actually still got about 20 minutes left in the movie. I've actually got it on right here. But in the first 2 hours of this movie, he has effectively directly killed 2 people, both during the first ski chase scene.
Yep.
And he threw them both off the cliff, and that was it. Everyone else, he's knocked out. He's knocked unconscious, or he's trapped somehow. But he has got 2 deaths. For a guy that has a license to kill, he's not using it a whole lot.
Okay, so here's the answer to that question. GoldenEye has the highest amount of Bond kills at 47. On Her Majesty's Secret Service is only 5. Other kills are 37. So other people were 37 other people killed other ways.
The guy that fell into the snow grinder. That was kind of an indirect kill.
Did that on his own.
Jump and he missed it.
Yeah, no, in terms of Bond kills, that's really, GoldenEye is top. Spy Who Loved Me, Bond kills 31 people. Die Another Day, he kills 31 people. World Is Not Enough, 27. Tomorrow Never Dies, 30. So, Brosnan, hands down, the most lethal Bond. Uh-oh. Got to get those numbers up. Those are rookie numbers. What are you, in your first season? Yeah, no,
he doesn't have a license to kill. He has a book.
He's got a learner's permit to kill.
Yeah, he's got a library pass.
006. No, actually, no. 00 is the license to kill.
Yeah.
Is the 00 portion of that. So he's 07.
He's just taking a day off.
Yeah, I hear where you're coming at with the film. I feel like the writing of this movie is really good. Some of the acting is great. Some of it's terrible. It's a perfect storm of I understand completely every person that answered that poll. I know where each and every one of you are coming from on this, and I can't disagree with any of you. This is probably the most divisive Bond movie.
Yeah.
But it's understandable.
I also of all the movies that I can recall M in, this is probably my least favorite because he's kind of an asshole in this one.
Yeah.
Bond comes in to resign. He's barely looks up, and then Blofeld's holding the world for hostage. Well, we're gonna have to pay him. Don't go attacking him. It's seriously.
Wow. Well, Queen Elizabeth was just wrapping up her second decade as monarch. So
Yeah.
yeah. Again, overall, I'm in the 52% here. I really like this movie.
I'm really in the middle. I like
You're in the middle. Well, that's better than where you were at 10 years ago. Let's tell you.
Even back then, I was like, it's fine. It's nothing special.
Here's the one thing I don't think this movie deserves is the punchline status. Lazenby is not the punchline, nor should he be.
No.
He did an admirable job. It sucks he didn't get another movie. I know that on the premiere he wasn't playing ball.
Yeah.
They wanted clean cut, and he just went in on the counterculture, and unfortunately that really hurt his career.
Yeah.
But
he was in a Mystery Science Theater 3000 episode.
Which one?
Master Ninja 2.
Master Ninja theme song.
Yeah, and trust me, they make a few Bond jokes at that one.
Oh, I'm sure they do. So I really don't have much else to say about this. Again, I enjoy this movie a lot. It'll probably be another 10 years before I watch it. But then again, we still have 4 other Bonds that we got to get to. Wow. Okay.
So yeah, he found work.
He definitely has been working. And fortunately it wasn't because of, former James Bond. It's not like, Roger Moore's post-Bond career.
Hey, he's still alive too. Good for him.
Yeah, no, exactly. Actually, he's the only one of the 60s Bonds still alive.
Yeah. We lost Connery, lost Moore.
That's it. Everyone else is still alive.
Dalton, Brosnan.
Yeah. And nobody counts Barry Nelson. So
oh yeah.
Jimmy Bond.
Or Woody Allen.
Woody Allen, David Niven, or Peter Sellers.
Yeah.
Woody Allen's still alive. The other 2 are dead. But nobody counts that movie at all.
Nor should they.
No, they shouldn't. So anyway, that was on Her Majesty's Secret Service. We want to know, what are your thoughts on this movie? Where do you fall in?
One more thing.
Yes.
I really, really want to call it In Her Majesty's Secret Service. It doesn't quite click with me.
I know. I think grammatically it's still correct, but
yeah, I know it is, but it's just for me it makes more sense as in instead of on.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Understood. So, but we want to know, where does this movie fall for you in terms of the Bond stuff in general? Are you on the love it? Are you on the hate it? Are you just dead in the middle somewhere where it doesn't affect you one way or another? I would love to know. So next week we are going to take a break from Bond, which is nice because it's April. April for Geek Salad is Disney month. So we are going to be looking at several Disney live action movies of varying remakes, reimaginings, origin stories. And we're going to start
actions that are kind of inspired by or remakes of animated movies.
Right. And we're going to kick it off next week with Angelia Jolie in Maleficent,
which I've never seen.
Neither have I. So this will be. There we go. So anyway, folks, Mike and I host a little podcast called Geek Salad. You can check us out wherever you get your podcasts. That's Stitcher, Spotify, iTunes, Google Podcasts. Get them there. You can follow us on social media at Geek Salad Radio on Twitter and Geek Salad Podcast on Facebook. There's the TeePublic store. Go keyword Geek Salad Podcast. And again, let us know what you thought about this movie. Leave a polite comment below. Don't forget, just hit the like button, please. And then kindly, gently tap that subscribe button.
And thanks to Kurt for for tweeting us again. Or
yes, thank you
commenting.
for keeping the conversation going here, because I would have never talked about the music had you not brought that up. So thank you.
Or
Can't
lack
wait.
thereof music.
Well, I can't wait to hear what Kurt's thoughts are when we get to the swinging 70s and the Moore era. So anyway, until next time, I'm Andy.
Mike.
Go forth and be nerdful. We'll talk to you later.